You So it is still fall here in Massachusetts, and if you look closely, because it's windy, you should be able to catch a glimpse of a little bit of foliage all over. Because where I am right now is farmer country. It's kind of it has a little bit of a country vibes to it. It's in Plymouth, Massachusetts. So you should be able to get a glimpse of the foliage in some places, and for some reason today is windy as hell. So some of them you can see them flying off the trees and stuff. Um, but yeah, it is still fall here. It's the day after election day. People are all cautious, and you gotta be careful who you say what to. So I'm taking it easy, and hopefully I can finish this on time, uh, and have a little bit of time left for me to do maybe some Uber Eats or to do a little bit of DoorDash. Now, you really have to be active on all the applications. It's very important that you're active on all the applications, because as easy as you can get in, even if it's with Uber Eats, even if it's with DoorDash or even Amazon Flex itself, you could get in easy, but you could also get out very easy. Only if you get only 3 strikes and you're gonna be out. For example, if you were delivering, it actually works the same way across the board. It doesn't matter if you're delivering for DoorDash or if you're delivering for Uber Eats or if you're delivering for Amazon Flex. If say customers report that they didn't get their delivery 3 times in the same period, then they gotta knock you off of the application. It doesn't matter what your scores were before that. It doesn't matter where your numbers were before that. You get only 3 chances, and if that's like the first violation, it's one of the most common too, and it's one of the easiest to fall for. It is very easy for people to record that they did not get their stuff. And if they do that 3 times in a row, 3 times in a row, why am I emphasizing in a row? Because there is periods. There is usually periods, pro periods on Uber and on here. So, for example, maybe the best way I could put it is if in 100 rides. If in 100 rides, even if you're on Uber, DoorDash, or even Amazon Flex, 3 people of the 100 you delivered to claim that they didn't get their deliveries, then you're gonna get knocked off of the application. They'll literally knock you off of the application. It doesn't matter what your numbers were before that. I'll be right back. All right, so that was stop number 16, and we have 40 44 stops, 44 packages that we gotta work out, but that was number 16. So there's a lot still to go. I usually count them by the 20s. When I finish the first 20, then I know I'm either halfway or I'm pretty much 3/4. But today it has to be 22 for me to hit halfway. So every once in a while they bombard you with packages and you have way too much to take care of. So today is one of those days. Then it's a 4.5 hour shift becomes like a 6 hour shift in total. And then there is towns or cities that they could send you, and you know things are going to be really close to each other. Though it doesn't matter. I mean, if even if you're in the same town for all the 46 packages, 44 packages, you just know they're going to be close to each other. That's not the same with some towns, though. So some cities or towns are really vast and huge and large, that even if you have only 20 packages and they're all going to the same city, it could take you a very good 2 hours. They could literally be 10 minutes apart. So if they're 10 minutes apart, then if you're doing 6 packages, then that's a whole hour of you on only 6 packages. So it doesn't matter if all packages are going in the same city or in the same town. It just matters how far they're spread out. Because if they're 10 minutes apart, then 6 packages equals a whole hour. But if you go into metro areas, if they send you right in the middle of the city, like in the middle of Boston, now the biggest problem you have is going to be the traffic. But if the traffic is good, then you can literally just drop off a package every minute. So you could literally do, I would say, 5 packages in 15, 20 minutes if there is no traffic and they're actually close to each other. But if they're spread out, then you're in for it. For like today we have 42 packages, and so far this stop is going to be stop number 17. So usually 20 either marks my mid mark or it marks 3/4 of whatever I'm doing, and that usually is a good thing. A good thing. The one thing that I like about doing this gig work is the freedom of it. Is you feel like you're not, coiled up in one place for work. The fact that you show up at the station and you don't know where you're gonna end up gives you a sense of adventure, kind of like, I don't know where I'm gonna end up today. It's uncertain that at one point you feel like it's the worst part of the job, but it also could be the best part of the job depending on how you take it, because you show up, like today I showed up in the morning. I did not know I was gonna go south this way all the way close to the Cape Cod, but then again you may show up and then they send you somewhere else, so you don't know where you're gonna end up by the time you show up for your route. You really don't know. I hope and wish there were permanent routes, so every time you go into it knowing exactly where you're going to go, but unfortunately it's not like that. It is not like that, and it's for all the gig work, even Uber. It doesn't matter when you start working, and of course that one is very self-explanatory. You cannot control where the riders are going to be going. So anywho, that's how it is. Look how beautiful this is. This is country road. It's not even paved. There's a little bit of gravel to it. You can feel the shake in it. But look how beautiful it is with the foliage all over on the ground. And you can see a few trees still have their leaves on them. What a beautiful place. What a beautiful, beautiful place. Let's see where this is gonna take us to. I believe it's this house, number 21. Hang on a second. Yeah, it is. So this will be stop number 17. Hang on a second, I'll be right back. You're welcome. That's one thing that is pretty common, and I really don't like it, is the dog will be looking at you through the screen door, and they have the main wooden or metal, whatever door, closed. And so if a dog is aggressive enough, it could bump the screen door out, and it could run after you. Because it really recently just happened to me, and then this guy wants to come out and flex muscles saying, "Why are you in my driveway?" I'm like, if you look at your map, you should see that I'm actually supposed to be delivering a package to you, you know? So secure your freaking dog for a bit. Put that thing on a leash. And it's actually important, even in, it doesn't matter. Uber Eats, you could have ordered the food so you know somebody's coming to your house, but still they choose to let the dogs loose. It is the same thing with Amazon Flex now, because people are actually told that we are on our way. We are on our way, and they actually know that we are supposed to be showing up with their packages, but still they let the dogs loose and all that stuff. I don't know why they do that. So there's a detour here. There's a detour here. It's gonna add, it's supposed to be 4 minutes. It's gonna add on probably another 10 minutes because of how vast this place is. I hate when this happens. I really do hate when this happens. And if the tours are in the city, then it's a little bit controllable. But if they're not in the city, and then a country place like this, then they could add on a whole 10 minutes for you to go around to find a safe road that is not close that you could go to. Yeah, so this one is going to take us all the way back, so we will take a right at one point in order for us to be able to go back to the main road, because on my left is water, it's the beaches, it's the beginning of the oceans. So I'm gonna go back all the way. Not even that one. All those are feeder roads. Do not connect me to the main road. I hate it when this happens. Even running out of gasoline. So next thing we're gonna go, I have to find a gas station. There's gonna be one here around the corner on Main Street. I'm gonna dump into that one. It's gonna be a good thing. We went from fall straight into summer. It's so crazy. 2 days ago, it was 30 degrees outside. It was literally freezing. And now today we're in 74. Right now it's 74 degrees. Like how that is possible, I don't know. But I know this is why we get sick. This is definitely why we get sick. You can't be flip-flopping like that from 30s to 70s and from 30s to 80s. That's how people get freaking sick. Garbage truck. Always don't want to share the road. Ugh. There's another Prime here. That's why I'm gonna grab my gasoline. Gas jinxed us for a bit there before we went into the elections. It went down to 260 something, depending on where you're getting it. And now it seems to have gone all the way up 290. Some places 3. I actually just got it from Rhode Island. Remember the other time it was 3 something. Ugh, I don't know. It's just jinxing us. It's 295 there. It's 295 here either. So either way, I'm not winning. It's still going back to $3. Oof. I thought at one point we're gonna have some relief for these high gas prices. Oh, that's strange. There's no pumps on this side of this pump. That is the strangest thing I've ever seen. Like the gas pump, it, the station has only 2 pumps, and on one side of the pump there is no um, stuff to pump the gasoline. All right, so on this side it keeps flip-flopping. It went all the way to even 260 in some places in Massachusetts. Now it's almost 3. Here I'm gonna get it on 295. That's $3. 295.9. That's $3. Let me gas up real quick. I'll be right back. So there we go. We filled up a good 35 bucks because um, because of it being 290 something. Thank God my car is fairly small, so it fills up fast if you try to use regular gas. We don't know what we're gonna do with that. So actually my plan is this is a 2022 car that I'm driving, 2022 model. It's a small car. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drive this thing one more year, because you be ready to put a lot of mileage on your car. I got this thing when it had only like 17 miles on it, but then again it increased. You literally put 50,000 plus miles on the car every year. So right now, only 2 years down the road, I have 117,691 miles on the car. And now if you count it in gasoline too, and the oil changes you have to do every 3 weeks, it racks up real quick. So what my goal is, drive this car one more year. I'm literally gonna drive this car one more year. So through 2025, I'm giving it only one more year, 2025. And at the end of 2025, I'll return it to Kia. It's a little Kia box car. So I'll return it to Kia, and then I'll grow me an electric vehicle, because I'm really so sick and tired of the gasoline and the oil changes and all that stuff. I'll try my luck on an electric car, and hopefully that will work out for me. If that works out, then probably it will be better than this. I'll waive all the gasoline money, and I'll also waive the oil changes money, because $100 in oil change every 3 weeks, plus every other day $40 in gasoline a month. Typically, if you count, let's say one oil change every month, and then you count gasoline every other day, $40 in gasoline, I think I will save some money if I get an electric car. So that's my goal. I got this one brand new from Kia. It's a Soul, and they actually wanted to give me a fully electric one, but the range for it was a little bit down, and it was $7,000 more than this one, because this is a gasoline. So $7,000 difference, but the range for the car was down. So if I fully charge it, I was gonna get like 250 miles. And sometimes when you're doing this job, you never know. Like when you show up at the station and they send you 50 miles away. You remember last week they sent us to East Greenwich in Rhode Island. So it took me 55 miles to drive there, 55 miles back. That's what, 110 miles only back and forth, without counting the mileage that you're actually going to use to distribute the packages that they sent you with. So that's why I baited on that one. I could not, go through with an electric car that doesn't have a good range on it. But what's gonna happen when I go back 2026, I'm gonna try to get me an electric vehicle with a good range on it, on a full charge. I'll be right back. Okay, so that was stop number 18. Stop number 19 is 3 minutes away. Yeah, that was stop number 18. So we're going for 19. It's about 3 minutes away. So we're almost halfway through the route. Almost halfway through the route. Sometimes you feel like it's unfair because when you go in and you have loads and loads of packages, like you wonder who's creating these routes and if they know actually how little you're getting paid for it. So they could just dump all those packages in there when you're getting paid like $100 for a 5-hour shift. I don't know. It's a little bit of politics in it too, because recently the Attorney General of Massachusetts tried to hold Uber responsible and said they have to actually give people a minimum wage. So the way it works, if you're driving for Uber, every 1 hour active time means the time you spend after you pick up a ride, then you drive to pick up a rider until the time you drop off that rider. That is what active time means. But they're trying to give people $32 for all the active time that they be driving for. But then again, at the same time, still the Attorney General did not look at the fine print, because what happens is they doing that to people who are driving UberX and driving passengers, Uber, Lyft, and all that stuff. But the same conditions do not apply to the people who are doing Uber Eats. So they left the people who are doing Uber Eats, the dogs. You can fend for yourself, and it actually happens. So what Uber is doing is exploiting Uber Eats and package delivery drivers, and it's instead using that money to literally pay people who are driving UberX. So I think it's just trying to get more people to move away from deliveries and Uber Eats to doing UberX and driving passengers, which is a whole different animal in it itself, because I do all of it. But if I was to be given the same money to do either, I would prefer doing food and have the freedom in my car to do whatever the hell I want, instead of driving people. When you're driving people, it's kind of slave vibe-ish, like, especially because of how some people treat us. Look at us like second-class citizens and shit like that. And Uber did not look at all that. And the Attorney General of Massachusetts, who also tried to fight for us, did not look at the fine print. Left a loophole, literally left a loophole that Uber is exploiting. Still exploiting drivers with. Now, let me drop this off so I can talk about the question that was on the ballot. That was stop number 19, so we headed into stop number 20. And after 20, then we'll have one more to be midway. So we're doing pretty good for our time. And thank God the weather is good. It's not cold today. But yeah, I was gonna talk about the question that was on the ballot paper in Massachusetts that we voted for, that was asking us if we should actually agree to unionization or not. If all Uber and delivery drivers agree to making a union, oh yeah, we need it. We need to have a collective fighting power, because these people are just exploiting us. As a matter of fact, that should work for all drivers. It does not matter if you're an Uber driver, Lyft driver, Amazon driver, whatever. It should work for all of us. It should work for all of us. We need to get benefits in here. We need to also get a minimum wage match up at least. Because some of these ones, bro, This is a 5-hour shift and I'm getting paid $100 for it. So if you do quick math, it's gonna be $20 an hour, right? But you didn't consider the services, the other things that I'm using to put in. For example, the tools. The car is mine. You didn't consider that. So if you consider that and you consider the gasoline put in it and you consider the fact that I pay my own phone, which I'm using for the job, you're going to reduce that $20 down to $10 an hour. $10 an hour. So cranberry fields all over the place. Cranberry fields all over the place. The 20 packages gone. Now we are starting the 30 package run. We're going from 20 to 30. This is when you start to feel the burden of the work. You start to feel the stretch of it. I'm talking about the stretch from 20 to 30. A stretch from 20 to 30. But usually When you stretch from 20 to 30, then you start to feel the ease. Everything starts to culminate down a little bit, because you know from that point on, whatever you take off of the load works. It shows where it's going off, because after that hard part, this is from beautiful, beautiful weather. It feels like we went from the fall back into summertime instantly, because yesterday was in the 30s in the morning when I woke up to go to work. And today was in the 70s when I woke up to go to work. Like, what in the world is happening? This is why we end up getting sick. You can't move from the 30s all the way into the 70s the next day. We literally moved from fall back into summertime. That was stop number 21. So stretches on for 22. Let's do this. Let us do this. All right, so that was stop number 20, 22. 23 is 3 minutes away. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. We're midway. 22 packages delivered. It means we're halfway gone because we have 44 packages to do in this round. So we've got 22 left. Let me see how many. I think it's 22 left now. They gave us so many packages, 44 packages, and we're just halfway gone. This work started at 9, and right now it's 12:09, so those are 3 hours. We're halfway gone. If you don't factor in the time that we spent to drive to our package delivery, and we literally don't know how far apart the next 22 are gonna be, we could be doing good. We could finish the 22 packages in 1 hour. So that's gonna be 4-ish and a half hours that we may finish this. Yeah, it's not in the middle of the city. Sometimes they send me into the middle of Boston or into the middle of Providence, and you would hate that traffic time, especially at this time. So it's midday, people are going all over the place. The traffic is ridiculous. There is no parking areas. There is no safe places to leave the packages in or even accesses to these places. So that's what the biggest problem in the city is. But in a residential area like this, you could literally just pull into other people's driveways and it's gonna be fine. And you have enough safe spaces to leave the packages in. There's not many access problems as it is in the city. That's why I prefer actual delivery to residential. And so a route like finish it, all the 44 packages, you may deliver them, and there is nothing to send back to the. That is always a plus. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. All right, I'm back. That was package number 26. So let me see. We're going for package number 27, which is 1 minute away. I love those ones that are a minute away. Since I started this one today, 42 packages, this is the first time I actually have one that is a minute away. All of them have been 3 to 12 minutes away. This is the first one that I'm doing that is actually a minute away. So I'm excited for it. Let's see, it's going in the same area. And it's gonna be right in here. This is a beautiful, beautiful area. It's a new residence that it's kind of a model residence. It has everything that they need in this place. It has markets and shopping areas. It has a bank, and it is a residential area. Even the way it's crafted is so gorgeous. I love it. I really do love it in here. Unit number 21. All right, number 28. Here we go. So this is 3 minutes away. So this is what I was talking about. So 3 minutes away, but it's 0.9 miles. It's not even a mile away, but it's 3 minutes. It just goes to tell you what sometimes the speed limits and all that stuff that you gotta go through is. Usually when I deliver this area, by the time I go through it, it has taken a lot away from me. I could potentially leave 10 packages in this area right here. But today for some reason I just left a few and they're taking me through it. So I'm gonna go 3 minutes away from this area. Usually it drains me of packages and I love it. If it's thickly settled like this and then you get to it and you could distribute 10 packages and leave them all in one area, that's good. If all those 10 packages are different stops. Because there is going to one stop and you have to deliver 25 packages to that one stop. Ugh, it gets a little tricky. Oh, the guy from the other side has no stop sign. She's freaking out. She probably doesn't know the dude on the other side didn't have a stop sign. It's beautiful weather. We went straight from fall in the 30s straight into summertime. This weather's starting to be very bipolar. It's changing up and switching up on us very fast to keep up. It's really getting hard to keep up with. This is gonna be stop 8. Alrighty. There we go. And now we're going for stop number 29, which is 3 minutes away. 3 minutes away, stop number 29. So in only 2 stops, we will have done the 30 stretch. From 30 stretch, we're gonna end up, after the 40 stretch, will be 4 packages. So after 2 packages, we have 14 left. So let's do this, guys. Let's do this. I don't know what the problem is, what the hell kind of problem they have. But sometimes the US Postal Service competition here anyway. But when they look it up, all right, so we headed for stop number 30. But you know what? Now it's my time to actually forward my packages to the front seat. I need number 30 through 40 up here, so I'm gonna bring all those up front. All right, so where are we? That is 37. Go to the front. 39, all the way down. 32. 35. 36. 38. 33. All right, so we're on the 40th package stretch, which means we're starting number 30 to head 40. The next 10s. All right, means I do 10s now to try to give myself nugget size bites. And make sure I finish them the way I want. It draws up some lines in my head that make sense. I don't know if it makes sense to you guys at all, but it draws up some lines in my head that make sense. So this is gonna be package number 30. So I have the next 10 in the front seat. If I drop those 10 off, then the next ones are not even gonna be in a set of 10s. It's gonna be only 7 packages. And that way, yeah, we will be gone. Yeah, nice walk on your shoulders. And this town I'm in, I love for Uber Eats. So what's gonna happen is as soon as I finish this, then I gotta switch back to Uber Eats and try to meet my money goal for the day. My money goal for the day is usually $200. So if I finish this route, I would have made 115 bucks. So I will need $85. So that's gonna be the problem there. $85 on Uber. Headed for package number 31. It's 2 minutes away. This is gonna be 2 minutes away. So the stretch to 40 is not easy. Usually by the time you drop off 30 packages and you're stretching into the 40, you're starting to get weak. Bull, you need a Mountain Dew at that point. You need to go for lunch. But resilience, because I know the next I planned out for, because my goal for the day is usually 200 hours. But the problem comes in if you have only one Amazon Flex to 3 p.m. It takes up most of your time concentrated in the middle of the day. So by the time you finish it, you're either too tired to even turn on the Uber application, or there is literally no time. There's literally no time. So this is gonna be number 10. So it's gonna be this next one here. I'll be right back. All right, so we go package number 32, which is far, but it's 5 minutes away, 1.5 miles. So those are the ones that actually make the stretch a lot longer, because if you have to give it 5 to 10 minutes to each package, if you do the quick math, if each package is 10 minutes away from the other, then in only 6 packages you're taking a full hour. So if they are 5 minutes away, then in 5 packages, you literally are taking half an hour if you do the math correctly. So I love it when it's below 5 minutes. When it's 3 minutes, when it's 1 minute, then that's a comfortable spot. But sometimes you have 40 something packages, and if you have 15 to 20 of those 10 minutes apart from each other, then you're literally looking at a good 5-hour shift. You're literally really looking at a good 5. But it's residential and there's not. All right, so in that community, I left what? I left 5 different stops in there, so that's good. That was really good. It means now, let me see where they're taking me. If it's also the same thing and I could leave like 5 packages in there, then you are looking at the 40th stretch, almost it. But then again, we have 46 packages, remember, so this struggle keeps moving, but I don't want to stay back, so I
just the diversity of some of the counties he had large improvements of greater than 3%. Look, I can look at Idaho here. I'm just picking one at random. You see Boundary County, which is all the way up north in Idaho. It's a county he overperformed by more than 3%. So you have Boundary, Idaho, and then you have Chicago. Let's look at Chicago here. I can push in. You can see he overperformed in Chicago by more than 3% as well. You can see Kamala Harris won substantially by about 54%, but 4 years ago, Joe Biden won by 66%. I can give you just one more measurement here of how much better Donald Trump did than he did 4 years ago, and just where the country is right now. Take a look at Texas. This is a state that Democrats have been hoping to turn blue, really, every 4 years, right, for the last 20 or so. You can see that Donald Trump won by my math, 13.8%. Remember that number, 13.8%. And let's look at New York. This is a blue state that no one thinks about going blue. So the margin in Texas, 13.8%. That's how far it is from being blue. But in terms of how far New York is from being red, you know, it's not that far, right? You're looking at what? What's that? That's 12.6% by my math. I may be off by a percent or two, but you can see this is awfully close. New York and Texas all of a sudden don't look so different in terms of how close they are to flipping. But that's pretty remarkable.
Yeah, my hometown of Buffalo, blue, right there.
There it is.
All right.
Keep right onto Warren Avenue, Mont Free.
Excellent analysis. I want to go back to Aaron. Aaron.
All right, so Wolf, while Republicans will now control both the executive branch and the
In
Senate,
a quarter-mile, turn right to enter a private road.
obviously we know how the Supreme Court is right now in terms of where voters have a say. The House is still unclear. We're not calling that yet because there are still votes being counted in several key races, and this one, it is not clear which direction.
Turn right to enter a private road.
So, Manu, when you boil it down to what's going to determine who controls the House, what races are you watching right now?
Yeah, look, there are several races that have not been called yet, but I'm going to tell you here, it's a complicated path to this House majority for the Democratic Party at the moment. Remember, they had to pick up a net of 4 seats in order to be back in the the majority in the House. But right now, Republicans have 5 pickups they've already that we've called so far. 2 Democratic pickups. So the Republicans actually have a net of 3 at the moment. And Democrats, they are leading in 5 Republican districts, but this is the problem. The Republicans are ahead in Democratic districts, including 3 Democratic districts. So why are they having problems? Let's go into dig a little deeper here into some of these key races. Here in Iowa, the first congressional district in Iowa, Democrats are
210
199 votes ahead of the Democratic challenge of the last cycle to the planet, with 99% of the vote in. Republicans feeling they can sneak away with that. And also in Nebraska, Don Bacon is an incumbent Republican, someone who represents a district that Joe Biden carried in 2020, that Kamala Harris carried last night. This time, though, Bacon is at the moment prevailing, 8,300 votes ahead of his Democratic challenger who challenged him last time. And with 95% in, Bacon is feeling very good about hanging on to that seat. But there are still some pickup opportunities for Democrats, including in Arizona. The Republican incumbent, Juan Ciscomani, a freshman seen as vulnerable going in. He is down narrowly to the Democratic challenger, Kirsten Engel. That's 4,100 votes behind her right at the moment. There's still, though, a lot of votes to count.
Head south on a driveway, then in 150 feet turn left onto a driveway.
Democrats in New York. One of them is in upstate the House Congressional District 19, where the incumbent Republican Mark Molinaro is trailing his Democratic opponent Josh Riley by 3,600 votes. And now Democrats believe they can pick up that seat because there's 94% of support. Because as you mentioned, Democrats potentially, as a handful of other seats have yet to be called. So that's what makes the House so important, but a difficult path back to the majority for the Democrats.
Right, difficult path, and of course, if Republicans get it, I mean, that's a mandate, especially if Trump does secure, as it seems he will, the popular
Keep
vote.
right to stay on Warren Avenue. In 1 mile, turn right onto Manters Point Road.
You know, was as clear-cut as ever in last night's race, although it's important to emphasize that Harris underperformed in many of those urban areas, and that's part of the reason for the loss as well. Because Donald Trump's win was also boosted by voters in the suburbs. So let's go to Harry Enten digging through the exit polls. And Harry, there's so many
this election was all about Kamala Harris. She's going to outperform Joe Biden in the suburbs. That's how she's going to do it. Well, look what happened in the suburbs. Donald Trump won in the suburbs. But this is a flip from 4 years ago when Joe Biden had won in the suburbs. So Donald Trump winning in an area that Kamala Harris thought that she could dominate it and then make up for losses in the rural areas. And the losses in the rural areas were tremendous. In the rural areas, what do you see? Look at this. Donald Trump with a 27-point margin. That is a double-digit gain from how he did 4 years ago. A big reason why he was able to run up the margins was because he was able to run up the margins with his own base. And then finally, Aaron, you mentioned the urban areas. Look, the bottom line is yes.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just, this is just a moment for people to consider what a different world we are living in than this country was living in 6 months ago on all of these stories. It's truly stunning. Paula, Ellie, thank you very much.
Turn right onto Manters Point Road, then in 100 feet keep right. In 100 feet keep right to stay on Manters Point Road.
Here's this week's top 3 things to listen on TuneIn. TuneIn is your source for election news. Be sure
In 300 feet make a slight left turn onto Manters Point Road.
Fox News Radio, CNN, and more. College basketball is tipping off again on TuneIn. Hear live play-by-play of the biggest games from the biggest schools live. Stormy Warren sits down with Kip Moore.
Hey, what's happening, guys? It's Kip Moore.
On the latest episode of the Stormycast. Find these and more trending items on the homepage of TuneIn.
You tune in for live breaking news from CNN, MSNBC, Fox.
In 500 feet arrive at the destination on your left, 45 Manters PT.
It might just be a click away as a podcast. Search your favorite news station to explore all the on-demand news shows on TuneIn.
Head east on Manters Point Road, then in 500 feet arrive at the destination on your right, 45 Manters PT.
Ready to amp things up even more? Just upgrade to TuneIn Premium for all of our exclusive music channels, completely commercial-free. So you get more of today's hits. More country roads. And everything else. Hear it all here, commercial-free on TuneIn.
Nothing sets the tone for your day like
Arrive at the destination on your right, 45 Manters PT.
just a bit better. With classic, feel-good country songs to bring summer vibes all year long. To top favorites you just can't get enough of. TuneIn's Country Roads are your route for the best in country music. Just search Country Roads or ask your device to play Country Roads on TuneIn. Their little southern hospitality now.
Your favorite podcasts are a bit like close friends. They get you through long commutes, tough workouts, and more. And TuneIn has your favorite shows right on deck. Whether you love cracking mysteries with true crime pods or catching up on news and sports with daily recap shows, it's all here. Or find some new faves with top shows like The Daily.
This is today.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we
Head
switched
southwest on Manters Point Road for a quarter mile.
Competitive free detergent, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues.
Plus, Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Discover a rewarding career with a purpose at ePredia. ePredia is committed to innovation in cancer diagnostics right here in Portsmouth. ePredia is hiring manufacturing associates for either 3-day weekend shifts or Monday through Thursday first and second shifts. Enjoy great pay as you work 3-day or 4-day work weeks with 6% quarterly bonus, 401k match, PTO, and full benefits from day one. Apply today at ePredia.com/careers. That's EPREDIA.com/careers.
Morning. I'm starting my health journey with my new blender. I got 2% cash back on it with the new Cash Rewards Plus card from Navy Federal Credit Union. I get unlimited 2% cash back on these carrots, apples, bananas.
It's 6 in the morning.
Oh, I also got 2% back on these smoothie glasses.
I'm going back to bed.
Oh yeah, I got 2% back on the mattress. Sleep tight.
You could earn unlimited 2% cash back on all purchases with the new Cash Rewards Plus card. Learn more at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
Hello, I'm Wolf Blitzer alongside Aaron Burnett, and I want to welcome our viewers here in the United States and around the world. We're just hours away from Vice President Kamala Harris addressing the nation and delivering her
In
concession.
250 feet, arrive at the destination on your right, 11 Cliff Street.
Donald Trump.
Arrive at the destination on your right, 11 Cliff Street.
Continue. We have a CNN projection for you right now. Take a look at this. CNN projects that Tammy Baldwin, the senator from Wisconsin, Democrat, will be re-elected. She'll defeat the Republican challenger, Eric Hovde. Tammy Baldwin, the Democrat incumbent, will win the Senate seat in Wisconsin. Important win for the Democrats right now. Tammy Baldwin has been a fixture in Wisconsin politics since back in 1992, when she was first elected to the state's legislature. But this was a very, very tight race, and let's take a look a bit closer at the results right now. If we see with 99% of the estimated vote is in, Tammy Baldwin, the incumbent Democrat, with 49% to Eric Hovde's 48.5%. She's winning by some 27,477 votes right now. A big win for the Democrats in the state of Wisconsin. Tammy Baldwin re-elected to the Senate. The important win for the Democrats. Let's go right